Welcome to the Wisdom and Truth. All right, so let me just get something. So, peace be with you always. Today's video is going to be based upon, I've been coming across, let me see something, let me fix it. I've been coming across I've been coming across more than a few things. So, well. Just give it a few minutes. So, this video is to help you to understand what you're worth. Okay. And what you're worth is more than you think you know. All right, you're worth more than all the gold in the world, the silver in the world, the money in the world, the stars in the sky, the earth on the ground. You're worth more than who you think you are. You're worth more than what the world tells you you are or can be. Like sometimes in life, right? We all have self-doubt. Thinking we're not worth anything. Okay, especially those like me, as far as just knowing something wasn't right your whole life. And then today's age and what's going on in the world today, you already knew was going to happen. Because you understood it that way, from the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And you stood on that neutral ground most of your life. All right, sometimes it gets lonely there. You get depressed. Nobody to share it with. Everyone you tried, it didn't work out. Whatever the case is. And then you'll come across the one that is going to work out and everything's going to be fine. Sometimes those processes are happening to us because we need to self-resonate, so to speak. We need to take that time in our loneliest moments, take that time to figure out who we truly are. Right? That That's like my journey. Okay. And in my journey, probably, I can't walk in anyone's shoes, nor can anyone walk in my shoes, nor can anyone else walk in anyone else's shoes. Just just the same way as nobody can bring you the truth. Your truth is your truth. You're with yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you are the one that's with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right? So know what you're worth. Right? I've been I've been coming across a lot of people, or not, I can't say a lot, but I've been a few people on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, um, and even in real life. Like I talked to somebody about something happened with one of his friends. Um, there's more than a few people I messaged and was like, listen, dude, I don't think you know what you're worth. Right. And they're on some suicidal stuff. Right. So like, oh, today may be my last day. Or I give up. I'm alone. I'm so lonely. I'm depressed and all this. And listen, like I messaged them, these are the moments that you got to grab a hold of. Right. Especially now. And today, now, like now, August 6th, 2021, now, things are going to get a lot crazier, so to speak. But if your mind is, listen, if you're free of mind, right, then you understand that the world's going to come crumbling down and you're just here to help pick up the pieces. And that's truth. Okay. Because there's no fight, right? Jesus didn't fight. And if you don't like Jesus or you don't believe in Jesus, that's on you. But Jesus, the person of Jesus, not Jesus, the name, not Yeshua, the personality, the person, the concept of who all the other names signify, he said it best in reference to knowing yourself. You and the Father are one, right? Because he's saying the Father and him are one. He's saying he never said he was God because he always said it in John 10 and John 14. He's expressly saying to his disciples, hey, man, the words I have are from the Father. Everything I do is from the Father. Everything I talk is from the Father. Everything is from the Father. All right. So he never said it unto himself. There are parts where he did say, hey, in my name, but he meant in his name of as far as the way, the truth, and the life. See, the world wants you to think you're broken, all right? Because then the world wouldn't make money. Like I've been telling people lately, because a whole bunch of talk about stupid stuff and like politics and stuff. But look, when the Great Depression happened, what do you think was the reason for the Great Depression? I know what the news says, like the clips you could find about it and stuff. But what do you say? What do you think the Great Depression was really depressed about? And I might blow your mind. I might not, but I might blow your mind. The Great Depression was because the people, the regular people like us, the regular people was putting their money in their mattresses, so to speak, and they wasn't giving it to the banks. That was the real issue. Besides, like the wars going on, the real issue was the money wasn't circulating, right? With the recession with Obama. Okay, with the recession. Was there really a recession? Did you see physically with your eyes a recession, or did you go to Walmart and it was still crowded? People were still buying shit. The shelves were still full. Only through the time we're going through now is the shelves empty in places when you go to it because there's a different agenda. Listen, it's a mind game. The whole thing is a mind game. And the point of this whole video is like just to really help you to realize how much you are worth. You're worth more than anything else in the world. Anything else in the world that you can even possibly think of, you're worth more than that. Okay. And when you're in those moments of loneliness and depression and suicidal thoughts, and you're thinking like, you know what, everybody would probably be better off without me. I had friends and stuff. one friend, I don't want to mention his name or not, but one friend, he did the deed. The crazy thing is, like, being friends with him, he's always told me how he was going to do it and what he was going to do, and he did it exactly that way. But his thing was more like, hey, Social Security could pay for everything that, he didn't feel like he was worth nothing in society, even though he was a genius in so many ways. But the world made him feel like he was broken. And that happens to a lot of us. Some of us have the strength to just keep walking, even though you still have those thoughts. Like, listen, my whole life, I've hated myself, in essence of the world, my whole life. Why? I'm a mixed breed. Okay? I got a white ass mama and a black ass dad. But they're mixed too. In essence, I guess, right? Because I got some, Irish and American Indian and stuff like that. Okay? But I'm a mutt. Okay? Now, being that I'm a mixed breed of the primary colors, white and black, it was a rough life. And I grew up in a black neighborhood, and I got beat up every day of my life. Teachers hated me because of my white mama. It was insane. Insane. And you know what? I should be bitter. I should be mad. I should be angry, but I never am. Why? Because forgive them, for they know not what they do. I believe that as a child. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Because I've seen the truth of the reality of what it really is. Right? Because listen, you can't take anybody's word for it. Either way. And and me feeling that way about myself, yes, I thought about ending it every day at sometimes in my life. Okay. Even attempted a few times. Not in no crazy ways. That's why I kind of just rolled around in a reckless life once my older sister died, because what's the point of life, so to speak? Like that Fight Club attitude. If I'm going to be God's child, I'm the unwanted child, this is serious. Then I'm going to just cause havoc and chaos until somebody takes my life. And guess what? I'm still here. But what you don't realize is that's just evil knocking on your door from all angles. All right. And there's a reason why, if you want to even call it evil, it's doing that. And the reason why it's doing that, because you're more dangerous than anyone else. Right? Those suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, that's coming from wickedness. And that wickedness is scared of you because you are dangerous. When Jesus says you have to die to the world, you have to die to the material elements. You have to die to yourself. You're ready for that route. Right? And listen, that's my decision. There was one day I got this message, and the message was like this. Who are you? Who are you? And why do you think you're worth nothing? Okay. You didn't ask to come here. I didn't ask to be born, but yet I'm here. I exist because the one, the creator, the Father, God created us with life, with thought, with a process, where we could evaluate things ourselves. That's why you don't take another man's word for it. If you can't prove it yourself, it's most likely untrue, because you can't go somewhere else and get into a laboratory or machinery and this, that, and other thing to prove your point. It has to be proven. But just know you're worth everything, right? Jesus talked about you being worth everything. That's the message they don't want you to know. Jesus was telling you how to be you. Jesus was explaining to you who you are. Jesus was trying to tell you this is the way out. Right? And in John, when he's telling his disciples he's got to go and stuff, he says, the prince of this world is coming to get me. And he's going to do what he's got to do to get rid of me. And he's going to hang me on a cross. Why? To lock in that ideology. If you want to live like Jesus, this is how you're going to end up. Ironically, the early church fathers, none of them were Jewish. Look it up. I just looked it up because I was curious about it. I said, let me check something out. Because, right, Jesus' original followers were Jewish, but none of the early church fathers were Jewish. That means the Greeks and the Romans took over the religion, and you don't catch that. And that's crazy. Like the real Christians, they killed off, so to speak, because Jesus told them that's the route they were going anyway. You're going to the cross too. But just be humbled and rest that you will see life. When Stephen in the scripture got stoned, they were stoning him to death, and he was spitting something out of Abraham and telling like the Jewish history, so to speak. There was a point where he breathed his, there's Jesus, and he was at peace. Right? Your last breath here is your first breath for eternity, my friends, and understand that. Right? And life is is lessons and blessings. The blessings, you gotta give those blessings back out, right? Because that's how you keep the blessing flowing. The lessons are lessons that you learn where you wouldn't know what joy was unless you realized what pain was. Right? You wouldn't know the loss of a loved one unless you lost a loved one, so to speak. Right? And know how important that relationship was to you once they're not here anymore. Right? And even though you think probably everyone would be well off if you were to do the deed, so to speak, and leave this world, it's not true, because listen, I've seen it up close and personal. It destroys people sometimes because you just don't know how relevant you are. Right? You don't know. And this is how much you're worth sometimes, right? You can just go into a convenience store to get some coffee, and that cashier, and it's like the local place you go to. Every day you go to work or wherever you're going, you stop there, you get coffee, you're on your way, right? They may appreciate the fact that you're going. Just to say hi, what's up, right? Acknowledge them, they acknowledge you. That's fellowship. That's showing love. That's encouragement. Hey, man, thank you, right? And more of the wave and the nod, you don't even got to say thank you because everything else already expresses that. Right? As a people in our day, our education and everything that they've been programming us with, as far as what is normal and how to live normal and this, that, and the other thing, it's really just a tactic to distract us from truly who we are, like to really look at ourselves. What really tells you to look at yourself? What? Does the medical field, does science, does religion tell you to look at you? Are they going to sit here and tell you the same thing I'm telling you, that the Christ is in you? You are that child of God. You share the life that we all share, which was God's first life or creation or child, right? Creator, Father, creation, life, Son, life in which we all share. Right? But no, they got you confused in religion, so to speak, especially with the Old Testament, thinking that the God would flood out the world because the people got too wicked. Then what God do you follow? Do you follow a God that wants to punish you and force you to love him? Or are you following the God of Jesus, the Father of Jesus, because Jesus didn't even call him God, the Father of Jesus, that has unconditional love, long suffering, and everything else that goes along with it, patience and everything else, that has forgiveness for you because it's not your fault you're here. But now that you're here, understand this so we can move on. Understand that unconditional love. If you're a Christian, you're like, Jesus died for my sins and he forgiven me, then you have to forgive everyone else. Love the Creator and love your neighbor. Your neighbor is your enemy also. The Good Samaritan story, the prodigal son story is a story about you, male or female. Male or female. Right? That child is you. That prodigal child is you. And if you're running around the world crazy, you took your inheritance and you're just going to go do you. And in your process of doing you, there's going to come a moment that you're going to recognize, hey, is this who I want to be? Who am I anyway? And then you're going to wake up and you're going to start moving forward. And no matter how hard life hits you, you're going to get back up and keep moving forward. Right? Listen, I'm here for anyone out there that has these thoughts, depression or anything like that. Listen, email me, onlybythefather@gmail.com. Like I said, I'm on TikTok and stuff. So if you want to email me, find out what that stuff is, because I do more things on that because lately I just been all over the place, sort of. So like I'm here for you, no matter who you are, race, creed, color, religion, nation, it doesn't matter. Listen, we're in this together. One world shared each and every day, and we're in this together. And all I want to bring is peace to you. So peace be with you all, always. Okay, be blessed. always, and know you're blessed always. Okay. One thing to totally understand, because there's a few people that think they did so much crazy stuff, so much bad stuff in their life, so many mistakes they've made that they can never be forgiven. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. Listen, it ain't nobody's fault. There is no true good and evil, right? There's people that do evil shit. If you think anything evil is going on in the world today, in August of 2021, if you think there's anything evil going on in the world today, what makes you think that the other aspects of this world, powers and principalities, are not evil as well? Come on, right? We're arguing about laws to change people's emotions and feelings towards one another. There's division. They've been trying to pull the race card forever now, for like 10, 15, 20 years now. And it hasn't gone off the way they wanted it to go off. But now all of a sudden, the pokey pokey versus the unpokey pokey. That's crazy. And just understand this, no matter which one you stand on, right? Understand this. We're all still here together. It's still one world shared each and every day. Okay, so understand that. And listen, if you listen, some people hokey pokey because they were scared. They believed the information. They, in essence, they believe that God put knowledge into man to figure these things out for us. So they're not doing evil. They're not doing bad. They're doing good in their eyes. And on the other side of that, there's the people that don't want to put the hokey pokey or don't want to do the hokey pokey. Why? Because they don't really trust that evidence. They don't really take their words for it. They probably have a history or a knowledge or a research level or something. You don't know nobody else's background. They may know history on things. They may have recognized certain things that have been repeating through history. They may, whatever. Sometimes, listen, I don't believe in it either, so I can't. For what? I believe in the Father. I believe in the Creator. I believe in the One. Okay? And I don't believe He created me to be a victim to anything. Right? Now, if they held me down and hokey pokeyed me up, okay, then I guess I'm hokey pokeyed up. But I'm still going to rest in Him to get me through it. Right? There's a story of Paul getting bit by poisonous snakes when they got shipwrecked. And people noticed that he didn't fall where other people were falling and getting sick and dying. All right, there's a part in Moses when the people were out in the wilderness, there were poisonous snakes, and Moses put up a staff and said, "Look to the staff," and everybody looked at the staff to be healed, and it wouldn't kill you. Right? Listen, it's all dependent how great your God truly is. Right? Listen, the greatest thing of all things can't be good or evil. Has to be on the outside of that. Has to be. Because then He wouldn't have created us in the first place. Why would He even put up with us if we're just on this roller coaster by ourselves going crazy without no guidance, right? And then we're looking for guidance in mankind's understanding, so to speak, as far as books and literature and this and that and people's words for it, because we're feeling more qualified, not recognizing that their qualifications don't go that far. Or even go to legitimate people. Listen, there are always two sides of every argument. Okay, there's always two sides of every argument. And sadly, the most popular opinion always wins, so to speak. Right? Even though sometimes it doesn't win. Right? When it comes to elections and stuff, it all of a sudden it breaks down into some mathematical equation because the popular vote guy got popular votes. So now they got to do something to organize it so where the guy they wanted can win or something. I don't even know. Like, it's all a game, right? They're all working for everyone's working for the same person. Listen, it's either you're the problem is most of the world is lukewarm. Like I say in other videos, I'm 0%. I'm a 0%er. Okay, I don't even want to say that. I'm just zero. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. Okay, and I'm somebody, and I'm anybody, and that's how I look at life. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I'm something. I'm somebody. I'm anybody. I could be anybody. But I could be somebody as you're somebody. Right? But we're all a body. It don't matter if it's any, some, or everybody. Right? Listen, you're worth a lot more. And that's why these books and stuff are meant to mislead, or were hidden for some time, to mislead. Truth is really going to be exposed, especially in the probably by the end of this year, but into next year, it's definitely going to be like all over the place. Like legitimate truths of a lot of legitimate things. And you're going to be like, no. And you've been arguing your whole life. You done broke up with stop talking to a friend because of the argument. And you're going to realize they were right. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of truth. You got to understand the truth is in everything. The story, so to speak, is in everything. The message is in everything. It's not just in a single thing. It's not in a single book. It's not in a single video, movie. It's in everything. It's such a clear message. That's why most people don't even find it. That road is narrow, but clear as day. But no one wants to travel down the narrow road. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. People see it. Oh, there's the narrow road. And they walk right by that mother. I'm telling you. Okay, that's most of us. Most of us in life, we already know the truth. Listen, people know the truth. Just look with it because you already know the truth. Listen, you can prove it through yourself. You know the truth. I'm telling you. I promise you. I promise you. You just really got to self-evaluate. Like, really look at yourself. Like, really, like, look at yourself like you're a video game avatar, and you gotta figure out all your moves. Figure it out. And you're gonna be amazed. You're gonna be shocked. You are gonna be a little like, oh man, this is bullshit. But you get over that quick. You'll get over that quick. Trust me. Trust me. We got a whole eternity, man. Hey, professor, we got a whole eternity awaiting us. I promise you, a whole eternity. And through your darkest of days, stand strong on the one. Stand strong on it, whatever you believe. God, creator, whatever you believe, right? It's all about the intent. Listen, we were taught the things we know, so we only can explain them on the methods that we were already taught in which to explain, right? Just like I say all the time about Paul. Paul built churches because he was old wineskin putting in new wine. He didn't let go of all his ways. He even admitted, he said, I got a thorn in my side that the God won't take away from me. But it was for a reason. It was for a reason. Everything's for a reason, right? I'm not discrediting any books, even though everything's good. Everything's good. Well, actually, everything is good though. I haven't I think because I guess I've still been making enough videos, but I had another baby girl. So this is for Freedom Fighter too when he watches. I had a baby girl on June 15th. I already got 3 other kids, and this was with my new girlfriend I've been with for 3 years. Her name is Marzia. Taria, after my mom that died last year from COVID, or so they say anyway. So that's been a little trying, but I'm always looking at the creator to guide me along the way, which he did. I made some mistakes because I didn't tell anybody about the pregnancy or anything until she was already here. I introduced her to my 2 youngest other kids, Angelia and Elijah, a month after she was born. That was a process, but it worked out. Me and their mother are on better terms. So listen, everything in my life is based upon the Father, or the one, the creator, whatever you want to call it, the source. Because I don't even think it's masculine, not like that. Like I said or I might have said it on a TikTok or something, but because I read the Genesis, and when they created Eve, Adam said, "You're the flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, because you have come out of man." And like I always say, no matter what video I think I say it every single time, I believe in truth that stands alone. Okay? And I believe in the concepts of God in any book that talks about God. Right? But I know how to discern the ones that are truly from the unconditionally loving God that is going to forgive everything and everybody, opposed to any God out there trying to tell you need blood sacrifice, you need to do this, you need to do that, because that's a God that's forcing you to do something when he says, I give you free will. And that's just my soul. There's knowledge, worldly knowledge is everywhere, but wisdom is found within yourself anyway, it's found. And it can be through books. But there's going to be a point where you're going to realize that you didn't need the book at all. It was in everything. Right? And that's not like, how can a Christian say, oh, God is everything and everything is God, but yet they don't understand that concept? How can you see everything is every God is everything and everything is God, but then you're like, only this book is the book? How do you even know? Seriously. And like, we all got to look at that. How do we even know? We don't know shit. All we know is the years that we've been living so far. That's all we know. We don't know anything else. And we're taking other people's words for it. Family, friends, teachers, influences, books, videos, everybody else's words for it. All day, brother. And you as well. I got to hook up that thing through Google. WhatsApp? I don't even know what it is. But I figured it out, I think. I'm going to do that so we can have some. And I figured out the Zoom thing too. Figuring out some things. I've just been busy, sort of. And now I'm starting to work again. Or sort of. My concert just got canceled today. So, and I know why the Father brought me there. It was ironic yesterday. But that's for a different video. Because I got to go through the process first. But like I said, this video starts with, just know your worth. And you're worth a lot more than the world wants you to think. And that's it. Seriously. Like I said, I've been coming across a lot of people that's been on this deep depression thing, especially with the awakening moments we're having right now, right? When you're watching things, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And like I always say, listen, the truth is in everything. So don't get caught. Listen, sometimes those conspiracy theories, like people don't understand that a conspiracy theory, okay, was invented, right? So information popped out, and then they named it conspiracy theory. Why? Because there's going to be a lot of truth coming out in that conspiracy theory. But now that they named it conspiracy theory, everyone's going to look at it like it's just made up. Ironically, science is always a theory. Everything in science is a theory, but we don't look at that way. Crazy, right? Listen, but you really listen. You got to like that. I think in the Bible when it says, "Don't worry about wars and rumors of wars." That's what everything. Don't worry about rumors of illness and not illness, rumors of anything. Because sometimes in those conspiracy theories, right? There's a positive and negative to everything. So within the conspiracy theory it's almost like, why would you teach? Or why would you even show the movie Roots, right? Because that's in every black neighborhood or every black school. They're showing the movie Roots. They're always kind of rehashing these feelings and emotions, trying to divide the races. Why do you think they do that? But it's not done in the white schools. In essence, it's more taught as a history lesson, and this is what happened, and blah, 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 right? Not understanding that the whole thing was really not slavery. It's called employment. And yes, do fucking employees get crazy and take advantage of the situation? Absolutely. But if you look at the world today, if you look at our world today, okay. And I'm laughing because I don't know how to say it. Oh, but I guess I'll say it the same way I've been saying it, right? So, listen, and understand me clearly, all right? If you got the hokey pokey, you didn't get the hokey pokey, I have no issue with you, right? And you shouldn't have an issue with anyone else because you made your decision. Bottom line, right? If you want to cry freedom and we're free, then you got to respect everyone's decision. Stop listening to the hype because there's people that are hokey pokey that had recurring events. Okay, so don't tell me the hokey pokey is the best hokey pokey because the hokey pokey is not hokey pokey. Either way, even if you believe in God and stuff, because I don't think if you believe in a God that you should be taking it anyway because you should be on a different level. But that's besides the fact. If you did out of fear or believing in, because a lot of people believe that God gives knowledge for people to understand heart surgery and this, that, and the other thing, not understanding the process that it took the people to do heart surgery to get there. That's why medical field is still called the practice, because 10 years from now, they can say we're doing something totally different than what we did 20 years ago. in the same process, the same situation, right? No one ever thinks of how many people actually died. Okay, I granted they probably use animals and stuff to do their little operations on at first, but there has to be human trials. And how many people, by the raise of your hand, which is funny, by the raise of your hand, how many people really believe that the first 100, I'm even going bigger than that, the first 1,000 people that had heart surgery lived? Because I'm going to promise you they did not. Okay, it took, like, you got to, like, come on, like, the creator did not create us to fucking dissect ourselves and treat ourselves like cars, right? But the world has brought us to that mentality of, oh my God, I'm broke, I got it, right? When you go to the hospital, they wheel your ass in and they wheel your ass out for a reason, because they just make money off of spare parts, right? How is Tylenol like $4,000 in the hospital, but you can go and get it from the store for $5 at max price for 2 pills? All right, like, are you serious? Right? Come on, right? That's why I'm saying, like, with everything that's going around in the world, everything, don't worry about nothing. Free your mind, and once you free your mind, you will realize that everything is nothing but a facade, a mirage, illusion. And you're like, no, it's not an illusion, it's real. Listen, you ever see that movie After Earth with Will Smith and his son? And his son was like, Dad, how do you fight these monsters? And he was like, listen, I don't have no fear. There was a moment that I had when I was fighting one of the monsters, and I was like, damn, he just walked over me. Why? Because I wasn't scared anymore. I was already there. I was already stabbed up. I didn't even think I was going to make it. I'm already dead in my mind. So fear is only but an illusion. Now, danger, yes, danger is real. What, you touch fire, you're going to get burned, unless you got that skin that you may not get burned, and you can walk over hot coals. There's people like that. Or you can sit in frigid weather and be okay in a t-shirt and boxers. It happens. People live like that. So understand who you truly are and how the world is the opposite of what you are. Honestly. And if, like I said earlier in the video, if you have any like doubts of yourself, you know what, everyone will be better off without me. I just want to go. I don't belong here. Whatever the case is, and you're on that mentality where you're just like, my life is worth nothing. And what am I even doing here? Understand this. Like I said earlier, those thoughts are from wickedness. Those thoughts are scared of you. Why? Because you are extremely dangerous to their mission. That's why. Because if you're willing to take, if life is so hard for you, you're willing to take it. And like, really, like, because there's some people out there just looking for attention. I'm talking about those real, I know real people, because they're not here anymore. So that's why I'm saying that. I know real people. And if you get, man, wow. What more could you have done for the world when it has no hold on you? Because at that moment, just in a negative way, it grabbed a hold of you and you submitted to it. You were like, you're right. I am worth nothing. Who am I? I'm just this mixed breed kid growing up in a world that everyone's praising a Martin Luther King in his dream, but yet I'm irrelevant to the equation. Right? And that's true. Most big mixed breeds choose the black side anyway, and then deny their whole other half. Right? That's great. Obama did that, right? Isn't his mom white? His grandmama died and she was white. His father's a Muslim extremist. Like, come on. Either way, you got to listen. And you're dangerous, because when Jesus says you have to die to this world, when you have to die to yourself, that's why you're dangerous. What did Jesus say in John 14? He said, listen, I give my life willingly. I do the will of my Father, even though I know it's going to end me where it's going to end me. And I'm going to walk the whole way in stride. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to just be me and do me. Right? And yeah, there's parts in the story that he dipped out and they were looking to kill him. He dipped out. They just didn't know who he really was. There was listen, Jesus's boys was, if you had boys and all of a sudden you realized you had a superpower, right? And you can give this superpower to your friends. You're not giving it to your friend? Come on. And Jesus actually talked like that. He said, hey, listen, you're going to do greater things than me. If you get this consciousness, you're going to do greater things than me. When you give up, listen, so there was a part when he said the Prince of Peace, right? And I think I already said this, but the Prince of Peace is coming to do what he has to do to me. What Prince of Peace was, or the Prince of the world? I'm sorry, Prince of Peace. The Prince of the world was coming to do what he needed to do to Jesus and put him on the cross. Right? And Jesus went willingly. To Pontius Pilate, he said, "Listen, you're not killing me, dude. I'm here willingly. I give my life over, right? Because this world ain't worth shit. So you might as well take it all the way to the end, all day, every day, all the way to the end, till death do us part, right? That should be the life message. Till death do me part. I'm gonna follow the unconditional, loving way of the one that created us. How do I know he's like that? Because we're all still here." The God in the Moses story said, "Moses, I'm about to kill all, I'm about to wipe them all out and start over with you." The God in the Old Testament was like, "Yo, the world's so wicked, I got to kill everyone. If you're going to kill everyone, you might as well just start over." Right? And people act like God didn't have more life. Oh, shit, I lost, you know what? Damn it, I wasted it all on Adam. Shit. No, that is not what happened. Okay, but listen, and if you really think about it, really think about Christianity, Old Testament, and all the things that people preaching about it, and think about it, really think about it. And then you understand John 8, verse 44, your father is Satan. Your God is Satan. You'll understand that truly. And then, and on a different note, like when listen, I'm a personal witness of the Father having your back, and He will have your back. You just got to be going the right way, and the right way is the better for all of us, right? Anything I've ever done in my life, right? Not saying I haven't made no selfish decisions, but for the most part, I've always spread the love, no matter what love I receive. No matter what love I receive. And I did some crazy stuff, which is for like probably a whole different platform. Freedom fighter. So, you're worth everything, man. You're worth so much more. Like, don't be surprised as people really start getting some type of superpower type of thing, because you already have it within you, so to speak. You just don't recognize it because they done dumbed us down mentally, in essence of our knowledge, not to believe in other things, right? And there's an ultimate division that's gonna be between the two hokey pokeys situations, and through that, just stand strong in Him, right? If I don't know how I'm gonna react in situations. I'm hoping that it could be peace the whole step of the way. That's what I'm hoping. That it just be peace. Like I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to get in like gun battles, unless it's zombies. Zombies, I'm down with that. I'm down with going ham on zombies. That'd be awesome. But they want you. Oh, that's what I was saying anyway. But like the conspiracies and stuff. Most of that stuff is to pull you in. That's what I was saying about them playing the Root movie about Kuta Kinte at schools. That's just to pull you in, to have your emotions rise. So when they make a situation happen, you're angry all of a sudden. Right? When 9/11 happened, where was the anger directed? Why do we think we have so much PTSD in the last 10, 15 years? Roughly. Because more people joined the military at the time. A lot of people don't understand the military was depleted. So they needed an extra edge. There's other things that's around it, but it ain't what you think it is. But the conspiracy theories are out there that lead you to believe other things and this, and maybe it's that way, or maybe it's this way. That's why you got to just let it all go, right? That's why I just made a video about wokeness, right? Because there's a lot of people like, I'm woke, but Jesus was black. You got to let it go. You got to let it fucking go, period. Like, once you're woke from the reality of lies, period. Like, the whole reality is a lie. So when you're woken, if you're claiming wokeness, then you realize that everything is a lie. Everything. Every single thing. Every single thing. The only truth stands alone. And the only truth is what? Unconditional love, especially if you have children and stuff. You understand that unconditional love and how they didn't ask to be here, but they came in through you, and now you're taking care of them, right? Or a pet or anything else, right? Now you take them in and you're providing, right? That's all the Father wants you to understand. Listen, you're here, you're already my child. Just take it in and watch me take care of you. Right? I take care of the birds, I take care of the animals, I take care of insects, I take care of everything else. You don't think I'm gonna take care of you? Made in my image? Come on. Oh yeah. You know what's so funny about that, Malik? This dude at work last night, I forgot what concert it was. I was patting down next to this guy, and this guy was going in, like, and I didn't even talk. And usually I talk and like, dude, you can't really believe that shit. He was going in, talking about they're storing up all the gold around the world. Like he went into every conspiracy theory in the world. And he brought up the continent. He brought up Admiral Byrd and the continents and stuff like that. Listen, I believe in flat Earth. I think I said in a previous video, I'm 99.9% sure that the Earth is flat. Being that it's flat, I have to believe in an ice wall, and I have to believe there's other continents besides this one, especially from the evidence proven to me through anything you research about Admiral Byrd. The bottom line you'll get with Admiral Byrd is he definitely went somewhere. The reason they went there might have been a little sketchy, but he did admit it. They were looking for bases, right? This is this is the 30s, right? So this is like in the World War era. Who were they looking for in Antarctica, right? There's a lot of stuff the world don't want you to know about anything. I don't believe in aliens and outer space, so to speak. I believe they're already I believe in a hollow earth, so to speak. I do believe in that. I don't believe science knows how deep to the core it is. I think it's like 3,872 miles or something like that to the core. How do you even know? That's what you got to ask yourself with anything. How do you know? How do you know? Right? I believe in Jesus. Why? Because how do I know? Right? Somebody just asked me that. How do you know Jesus even existed? Because they're trying to copycat his ass. That's how I know. Right? We wouldn't even know about a Jesus if they wasn't trying to hide something within the name of Jesus. Right? Just like if you watch the movie Gladiator, the other guy that was with Maximus as a slave, right? As a gladiator, the black guy, what did he say to Matt? You got to kill your name. Right? If Jesus, listen, you lucky we got an unconditional God. Because if we didn't, Jesus would have came back on resurrection day just putting lightning bolts in people's asses straight up. Because you dumb mother, bzz, bzz, like just hitting them, buzzing them up. Especially nowadays, he would have buzzed everyone. He went to every church and buzzed it up. Buzz, 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 buzz. You didn't know me. You didn't know me at all. But Lord, nope, don't now. Bzz. Whoa, worlds beyond the pole. Yeah, email me. I'll email me. I gotta go do something later, but I'll get back to it when I come back. But like you honestly you got to really look at truth and what people or what the quote unquote professionals, qualified, whatever the hell you want to call them, all right. Like just remember what I said at the beginning of this video. None of the early church fathers. I mean Irenaeus, Justin the Martyr, Clement, Origen. Did I say Eusebius, Irenaeus? None of them were Jewish. So what does that tell you? If all the first Christians were Jewish, or not even Christians, sorry. If all the followers of Jesus at first were Jewish, what happened to the Jewish people in the early church fathers? And wouldn't they be more connected and more in tune with being the early church father as far as direction on which way we're going? Now, granted, most of them followed Paul. So most of those people I mentioned followed Paul or were some kind of descendants of Paul or descendants of Paul's descendants somehow, some way. So just understand that. And that's about it. I just wanted to get on and just like really, like You're worth so much more, and that's why they lie. That's why the books mislead you. That's why the news is misleading you, and they're more trying to rile you up too to make you choose a side. There's no side to be chosen. Seriously, the one, the creator, is not good nor evil. He can't be. He's incomprehensible. Okay, that means a lot. Incomprehensibility means a lot. That means no one comprehends him. And even though you may, as I do, comprehend him, he's incomprehensible in the fact of what we know and how we can explain it. I think that's the best way I've ever explained it. But and I just forgot it. But that's truth. Right? Even if you comprehend what the source of life is, the creator, God, the one, father, mother, when you comprehend it, you only know how to explain it by what you have in front of you and what you know, which isn't a bad thing. I think the Bible is a very legitimate book to read, and I would suggest most people read it. Nag Hammadi text, I would do the same exact thing. The Quran, I would do the same thing. As I have done, I've read all these books. I would listen. I got the Book of Jasher sitting right here because I went through it again. So, like, listen, I like, I don't like reading too much, but I like information. I like to see what different perspectives thought. That's why I watch it. Listen, I watch these rabbis. They're my friends too. I don't know if they're friends on this account, but they're my friend as far as like I follow them and they follow me, right? Subscribe wise. I don't know if they watch videos, but they talk some. You got to get the Jewish perspective of the Jewish Old Testament of what it was even created for. You can't get a Greek Roman concept of it. How? Right? That's like going to a pastor, a psychologist, whatever, therapy, and you say, hey man, this is your problem, right? And let's say you've been married for like 20 years, you're having problems, right? And you went to this therapist person, and you're like, yeah, and you're explaining the problems. Then you notice something. You're like, damn, this motherfucker, he ain't even that old. Hey, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 27. 27. Are you married? No, I'm not married. Oh. And you're there to talk to him about marriage issues. Do you see where I'm getting at? Right? I figured this out with my youngest son. I think I told the story in the video where, he was put in a situation and the anesthesiologist just graduated from school. Okay. Probably like 3-4 years prior to this situation. And like I Googled, like I saw his name badge and shit. I Googled him, looked him up on Facebook and everything. Like, oh my God. Okay. And you never know, right? Most of these people are book taught. What knowledge is power only in the world. And the power of knowledge in the world is only gained by those who control the knowledge. Right? You got to hold true to that the translation was right in any book, really, especially anything from olden days. Right, because there's professionals with different perspectives on translations. Also, there's words that some say aren't that word, and there's other word that's nope, that's not that word. So keep that. You gotta see. That's why I look at every angle and anything I do, research, anything, even in life, anything I do, I gotta look at the whole picture. I can't just look at this one side of the picture. Right, that was my problem with the Old Testament. If you look at one side of the picture, all right, God is great and he does whatever he wants to do. And no matter if he contradicts himself, it's cool. No, that's not fucking cool to me. It's not cool to me that he ripped Egypt apart. That's not cool to me. It's not cool to me that he says, hey, thou shalt not kill. But yeah, he's like, yo, people, go in there and take everything, kill everyone. That's not cool. Hell no, that's a contradicting God. And not to even mention when he fucking cursed the Moabites and Lot's two fucking nations that came out of his daughter's perversion. And no, you're not going to be anywhere in anything, in any book of life. And yet they're all connected to Jesus. Come on. That's a lot. That's not a God. I'm not even going to go there, but that's not where we're supposed to be. And sometimes when you have those depression, stressed out, I want to end it all fucking thoughts. That's the thing behind the thoughts. Honestly, they know they got a hold on you because of something that is fucking with your head. And once it fucks with your head, they go. Listen, I know. I've seen the weapons of the wickedness that come at you hard. All right, I've been going through it, especially in the last year, I just take it. Like, listen, I'm this way. I've been in relationships where they're mad at me because I'm normal, right? We just had the biggest fight ever, but walking away, I'm good. And then the next day, I'm even better. I don't even remember the day before, so to speak. Like, or it's not, I'm a forgiving dude. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Bottom line, you got to look at everyone like that. People that get frustrated in traffic or hit you and they come out of the car, what do you do to my car? Listen, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Right? Especially if you're about it. Right? If you can fight and stuff and you know you can take them out, what's the point of even doing it then? Right? And then in essence, anything can happen, right? You can trip, he can just trip, no punches was even thrown, hit his head on the ground and died. That because of frustration and anger, right? In boxing matches, anytime once you get that boxer's mental, once you're in his mental and he's frustrated, he's just, and you're just like ding 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 ding, and that's it, right? So remember, any activity as far as sports wise is always 80% mental, 20% physical, and I even take it less than that. It's probably like 5% physical. It's probably 1% physical, 99% mental, because that's what keeps you moving. That's what keeps you driving. Word up. That is true. And I say that a lot. And so I'm talking about Jesus speaking Aramaic, even though he might have known Greek what did Romans speak? I guess they spoke Greek, right? I guess, I don't even know. But they would have spoke that language also. And they would have had there were like the Samaritans, I think, are known to have like a like you ever Portuguese and Brazilian people talk Portuguese, but then you would think they would just have a general conversation with like a Puerto Rican or something, but they don't. They're two different dialects, so to speak. And that's kind of like what the Samaritans, or like the lower people of the world, became, sort of like Jesus's boys. So they probably spoke of like a broken Spanish or something, so to speak, or broken Greek with Aramaic dialect type of things. But the point is, if you go, Bart Ehrman, I would have to find it within his work, but he always said, if you can translate any of the stories in Aramaic and it makes sense, those are the ones to go with. So if you want to get that deep into your research, I might even, you know what? I gotta go through my stuff, because I might even, because this interested me before, like a few years ago. So I think I might even have a whole thing I did on that with a couple of parables and stuff. But that is if you can, there is an Aramaic Bible too. You could possibly find it on Amazon, because I might have it as a PDF. And if I find it, when I do, I'm gonna look tomorrow morning. If I find that, because I gotta organize this stuff anyway, because I done threw things all over the place. We're looking for something else. So if I find that, I'll bring that. I'll make that available somehow, or I can send it to you in an email too. But there is an Aramaic Bible. There is, if you go on YouTube, you'll hear the Our Father prayer in Aramaic. It's like it's like a song. You know how they sing like talk, which is pretty cool to hear it in Jesus's language. But language ain't even key too, right? Language ain't even key, right? If anything in the Bible is true, if the New Testament is really connected to the Old, then all of it should be like, my God, and like that's the concept of the Bible God, not Jesus though, not the New Testament. Old Testament God is more like he's a great God, but he can do whatever he wants. But if that's the case, he definitely contradicted. Like, I'm trying to look at it in a different way, but I can't. Like, I'm my brain hurts right now thinking like, no, maybe, no, there is no maybes. Like, listen, that's how I kind of mentally go through things. Like, the truth that stands alone, that sticks out. That's why I'm always emptying my cup. Right? I'll forget all about Jesus and then start reading about him again, just to let it touch me again, let it hit me. Right? I'm still woke. I still like I know what I like. I don't believe in per se Jesus the name. I don't believe Yeshua is his name. I don't believe Jesus. I just believe Jesus was a man that woke up and was sent here in spirit by the Father within this man and woman. Right? I'm like more at an 86 that I really don't believe in the virgin birth. Because then it wouldn't be fair to everyone else. And that, like, in the Bible has got us so caught up with like thinking that would be okay though. No, that's okay though. That's okay. Or like how people say Jesus came here for the Jews first and then the Gentiles. So the Gentiles are kind of adopted in. Does that make sense? Like that's what we like. Does that make sense? Like when God called Abraham, there was a whole bunch of people in the world. There was King Nimrod and he had his kingdom and then he got fucked up and then he had to split off over here. But there was other kingdoms. The three brothers from Noah, like right, the three sons, they split. Like they come on, there were nations everywhere, right? Nimrod, even though you only can really find information in the Bible about him, you find a couple of like other people that were out there that could have possibly been like. That's why you gotta really like pay attention to history, and that's for sure. Because why? Listen, all these gods change names. Like I just did a video. I don't know if I did it on YouTube, but I did a video where I did do it on YouTube where I'm talking about all the names of God in the Bible and what did Jesus call them. Jesus only called him Father. Jesus only called him Father. Everyone else is calling him Elohim, and all them other names. Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Raya, Jehovah this, Jehovah that, God of this, God of that. Doesn't that sound pagan? Right? Because wasn't there a God of rain, a God of the Nile, the God of the insect, the God of the dinosaur, the God of aliens, the God Thoth, right? Listen, Egypt has never left where we are. Rome has listen, all these nations just kept blending. Like I don't think anyone grasped onto that. Everything just keeps blending, right? We're still living Egyptian ways, right? I go to Central. I haven't been there. I don't know how long it's been, but I love Central Park. You know how many things are in Central Park? I'm talking about Egyptian reference, the fucking rock of Cleopatra, and worshiping Ra with messages. Like I don't think you really understand that stuff, and it's all over the world. It's all over the world. What in Washington D.C. is not, it's not by accident, right? So I'm just saying, hey, check this one out. Egypt was red. There was one half of the kingdom that was red, and the other kingdom was white. And when they always merged, and Egypt was one, it wasn't north and south. It was one. They were red and white. What's our flag? What's most of the flags around the world? Do they all have some similar colors like red and white? Let's think about this, right? Rome's bird was the eagle. So was Egypt's. Word up. Yeah, that's what you gotta love our boy Jesus. All right. And no matter what you call him, you just can't listen. When they're telling you to pray to Jesus, does that make sense? Jesus said, I came to do the will of my Father. I only say the things that my Father tells me to say. I only listen. He walked in towns, right? The scripture said he walked in towns and healed everyone. Everyone. Besides his hometown, right? Because they didn't accept him for who he was. They had their doubts, right? And that should, that should wake a lot of people up too. Don't forget, Jesus went home and said, damn, ain't this the carpenter's son? Actually, was it? I can't remember. I ain't gonna bring it up because there's a comedian that makes a joke about it, which is funny as shit. Is what's his name? Gaffigan? No, what's that pale guy? Jim Gaffigan or Gaffigan? Whatever his name is, he got a funny skit on Jesus. Just you can YouTube it too. Jim Gaffigan and Jesus. That's just so funny. He's like, hopefully, like the carpentry thing wasn't working out, so he had to be a Messiah. It was just funny. But it wasn't bad funny. It wasn't like dissing him. But either way, you got to listen. Jesus didn't come here saying, pray to me. Pray to Jesus because he would have made it clear. That's my whole thing, in argument's sake, of why I only believe in Jesus and not anything else that's talking about him, so to speak. And yes, I thank you, Catholics, for bringing us some of Jesus's words because you couldn't have made this book without it because it would just be any other regular-ass book, almost like the movie The Book of Eli. It would just be some regular-ass book that no one's even paying attention to. Understand the word is within you. So thank you for that. Thank you, Christianity, for bringing a different aspect of Jesus, an aspect of not following, kneel, bow, stand, say 12 Hail Marys and this and go confess your sins to this guy in the booth. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Islam. Thank you, Islam and the Muslims for letting us know that you didn't get your Old Testament. that talks about Abraham and some of the same stories that's in, our Old Testament, that you didn't get your Old Testament from the Jewish people. Just thank you for that. And you have your own. So that shows you Abraham's, right? Abraham had a meeting with all his sons before he died, by the way, just so you know. And in Jewish tradition, the father always like gave blessings and instructions to their children. You'll find that in the book of Jasher. You'll also find that in the 12 patriarchs. And that's a short PDF. The 12, or no, it's not short, but it breaks down each and every son and their blessings and their curses and what they're instructed to do in life and how they're going to end up and what their people is going to turn out to be. It breaks it down. That's why I say everything is through discernment, right? And everything is, Jesus said it, you will know them by their fruits. That's how you discern stuff, right? You discern it that way. All right. But the first step is always knowing how much you're worth. Please, I can't say that enough. Please don't like give up on me, even though I don't think you'll be able to anyway. But don't give up, right? Don't give, especially for this stupid ass world. Don't give up for this stupid ass world. All right. And it's not, I'm just saying it in like some feeling wise. It's not stupid as what it seems. It's something that has to go through. Like I said, if you're chosen, and you are, and you see the truth, just don't worry. Don't stress about anything that's falling on around you. It's all going to fall down. Just be here to help people pick it back up, because people are going to be lost as shit. I used to say a joke. If the power ever went out, what are kids going to do? Grab their phone and try to Google fire? We're trying to get a fucking Uber? Like, what is going to happen? Okay, that's how far people are in technology world. How do you start? Why can't my car start? Because the computer died, fucker. Damn, you gave all your, like, I still don't have a computer in my car. My car is 2004. I got lucky. Well, it got a computer, but it doesn't have like that. You can control my shit computer. Even though everything is probably tracked. They've probably been tracking shit since the fucking 1800s. Like, who am I kidding? And you got to keep that in mind too. Like, things, listen, you just, don't take nobody's word for it unless you can prove it yourself. That's the bottom line with anything in life, right? Jesus said that too. Jesus said it too. But I'll end it with that. Just know who you are. Know I'm here for you for sure, all day, every day, in every way. Shit, if I had the capabilities, I would visit everyone. I'm about to take a road trip to go visit some family, probably, hopefully before September. But everything will work out in the end. In the end, we already won. Just put it like that. But we only won if we just give up, so to speak. We just take it all the way to the cross. Let them hang us on the cross. It's cool. We'll be back in 3 days. Think about it like that. We'll be back. I promise you. We'll be back. Right? Start fasting some. Start eliminating some worldly stuff. Start eating raw foods. Because when the food supply goes down, you ain't gonna need all what everyone else is going to be dying to have, so to speak, or starve. I'm starving, or be like the Israelites, where we could have been eating the Egyptian lettuce. Whatever the case is, right? You don't want to get caught up in that one. So listen, guys, peace be with you. Professor Malik, love you, man. I'm going to get on you with the email. Freedom Fighter, I love you, my brother. I don't know if you were hearing a bit again, but I just had a baby girl on my birthday, which is ironic. And just a quick story before I end that one. On my birthday, which my youngest son, his issue happened on my birthday. And then, he was like in PICU for 9 days. But the father gave me a daughter on my birthday to say, stop being depressed about your birthday, I guess. Or something. I don't even know. Because I don't care about no holidays. But there was a message in it. And my mom that passed last year in April due to COVID, so they say. I named my daughter after her. I always believe that. My youngest son came from his mom's dad dying right after, and my daughter came right after my mom died. So maybe they needed a second chance, and hopefully I could guide them along that way. Either way, that's the only direction I'm trying to guide my kids anyway, right? Just let go of the world, everything in it. Everything. If you smoke cigarettes, if you like a certain thing, like all that's going to disappear sooner or later. I promise you. Or like in some way, form, or fashion. There's going to be some type of something. I don't really know how to explain it, especially on these platforms, because they'll just shut it off any fucking way. All I can say is rest in him who created us. Rest in him. Rest in what Jesus came to teach us, and that's to be children of the Most High and express that unconditional love to all we come across. Just like in the Good Samaritan story, right? The parable. Remember, you're that prodigal child, right? That was like, I'll figure it out myself. And you go out into the world and it knocks you down and beats you down, and you're in this position where you're like, I hate life. Come on back home. He'll take care of you. He'll take care of you. Especially, listen, like I said, you're very dangerous. If you're having thoughts of depression and like the world will be better without me, you're very dangerous. And that's why you're having those thoughts. Because if all you have to do is die to this world, die to who you think people want you to be, die to caring, like die to giving a fuck. And that's honest. Like, and that's how I started out on, like, I just like, I don't give a fuck. Right? Either way, anything that happens, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But not in a bad way. I don't care in a good way. It's not like I'm not going to sit here and cry over spilled milk. Let's just clean it up. If you're old enough, you'll remember the littering commercials in New York City. The person walked by, missed the trash can. It was like a Reese paper on the ground, and everyone's standing. What the hell? This guy, man, he should get a ticket. He should get a fine. The fucking kid with the headphones come rocking by and just picks it up, throws it in the garbage, and walks away. Right? That's the narrow road. Right? Just figuring out the solution and fixing the problem and keeping it moving. The people still around the garbage can are still there complaining, even though dude threw it away. That's the rest of the world. They don't have nothing better to do. Why do you think most TV is drama? They had to fucking bring Snooki back to Jersey Shore because they were getting no ratings. They got to bring the drama back. You don't catch on to that. Catch that. This is what's going down. Right? That's why you can listen. My daughter just said, I want to be famous. I want to be an actress. And I'm like, baby, I don't think I want you to go that way. Right? And listen, you probably heard some of my songs if you follow me. So I have the capability of being somewhere, but I don't want to be anywhere. And especially when I was younger, I was different. I was in tune, so to speak. Right? And I had songs that was written all about the freaking world. So parties and everything. And I threw them all away because what is it really doing? But promoting it. Right? Once you start fighting to be your slave master, so to speak, right? Once you get free and start striving to be who your master is, they won. You're fighting for what they have already. You just fit right into their plan. That's the point. But like I said, peace be with you guys. I love you guys. Rewatch. This is a video more for people that are like giving up on life and stuff. Or no, it's a good video either way. But the message to those is, listen, you're worth so much. You're worth more than anything in the world that you think is even worth anything that's really not worth anything. So keep that in mind. Jesus was tempted with rocks, was he not? You turn these rocks into bread. It wasn't meant as literal bread. It was bread more like the rap game bread. Right? Where that's money. Bread is money. You can make money off of gold, which is a rock. You can make money off of silver, which is a rock. You can make money off of coal, which is a rock. You can make money off of salt, which is a rock. You can make money off. I could go on and on how many rocks is in the world. Right? And Jesus had the power to be like, listen, all right, 2,000 a piece. Well, you need somebody resurrected? 3,000. You blind guy? 250. Come here. Deaf? Hey, come here. Oh, that's easy. $100. Well, you got a little kid? $50. Yeah, $100, right? He could have been making money the whole time. Think about that. But he didn't. He chose just to use his power and free those. Use it like, listen, don't get me started because it's about to be time and I'm going to let that power shine. And I'm going to, it'll be amazing. We'll all be here though. Let's check it out. All right. Love you guys. Peace be with you. Like I said, I'll catch up. Anybody want to email me? Only by the Father. We could communicate. We could talk. That's why I messaged some of these people I came across in the last few weeks about this, suicidal intentions and thoughts and the Great Depression. Like, I message everyone. Let's talk about it. Let's talk through it at least, minimum, right? Your situation isn't always as bad as you may think it is. And it could definitely get better by just a little freeing of the mind, so to speak. Letting it go. Right? What's the worst that can happen? You're already ready to let it go. What's the worst that can happen? Just let it go and watch where it goes. I've done it. I did it. I'm proof that it happens. I did it. And here I flow. So, love you guys. Peace be with you. Talk to you guys soon.